I want to respond to this whole thing about transparency that I continue to hear my colleagues talk about.
I rise today to speak in favor of my bill, the Special Interest Alien Reporting Act of 2025, an essential piece of border security transparency legislation. A special interest alien, or SIA, is a non-U.S. person who, based on a DHS analysis of travel patterns, may pose a national security risk to the United States or its interests. My bill would require the Department of Homeland Security to publicly release monthly reports on the number of special interest aliens encountered at our borders, their countries of origin, and where they were encountered. Public reporting of SIAs will increase the transparency and accountability that are critical to the health of our constitutional republic. Congress has the authority and responsibility to provide transparency to the American people, which is exactly what my bill does. And I would argue the American people pay our paychecks, so they deserve to know the truth.
If you're really all about transparency, why is it that members of Congress can't show up to a detention center and do their congressional oversight and see what's going on in those detention centers? It seems like you're okay with transparency when it's convenient to you, but when it's about members of Congress, regardless of the party that they are part of, going to one of these detention centers, a holding centers, when we have heard that pregnant women are sleeping on the ground, starved, people are days wearing the same clothing because they're at a holding center where they should have been going through due process. And unfortunately, there's no transparency there because what they end up saying is send an email or transparency only works when, it's convenient to the Republicans. So I just want to say it's really hypocritical to hear my colleagues here talk about transparency when they seem to be hiding the violation of human rights every single day. And I want to be honest about the bill we're debating right now. This is not a bill of national security. If it were, it wouldn't propose to make sensitive security information public. No, this bill is just Republicans' latest attempt to give the Trump administration another anti-immigrant tool so that they can continue to do the fear-mongering that they know how to do so well. It's just another list that Donald Trump and Kristi Noem and Republicans and the sponsor here can use to justify their unlawful, abusive actions. You want to disappear people from California? Just say that new members of the latest criminal organization were found crossing the southern border. You want Americans to surrender their rights? Well, fearmonger and tell them that a special interest alien from a criminal organization is operating a cell in their neighborhood. The Trump administration has already demonstrated to us that they are comfortable abusing every tool and system we have under the guise of national security and protection. The administration has weaponized every well-intentioned tool that this body has authorized to make immigration more humane. What makes us think that this list will be any different? I refuse to hand over greater authority and power to DHS, given all the ways that they're running rampant through our states and cities, breaking down doors, kidnapping mothers, children, and law-abiding neighbors who have contributed to our communities for years. They have proven to be completely untrustworthy, downright hostile to oversight, accountability, and compliance with the rule of law. And so they can't be entrusted with additional tools and mandates with which they can violate our rights. Let me be very clear. For Trump and Noem, today's report is tomorrow's anti-immigrant fascist tool. I urge my colleagues to vote against this bill, and with that, I yield back to the ranking member.